Do you remember a French sociophysicist called Serge Galam? You might, but if his name doesn't sound too familiar, his work almost certainly will. Back in the summer of 2016, when opinion poll after opinion poll was predicting a Clinton presidency, Galam, a researcher at the French National Center for Scientific Research, was pointing to an unlikely Trump victory. The Trump phenomenon, according to a model of opinion dynamics from sociophysics, was in principle predictable from the start. Well, he's at it again, applying his unique perspective based on combining methods from physics and statistical sociology to the French presidential contest. Whilst a quick glance at survey trends reveals that Le Pen looks almost certain to make it through the presidential election's first round, which is due to take place on April 23rd, all polls are indicating that she will lose in the second round on May the 7th. That's a vote that puts the first round's top two candidates against each other in a one-on-one matchup. But for Galam, the polls are missing out a vitally important factor: abstention, the act of restraining oneself from voting, and how it impacts voter turnout for different candidates. In an interview with Politico, he asserts that voter abstention, which could be as high as 30%, is likely to be decisive in the scandal-ridden campaign. Obviously, nothing is done yet, but Le Pen's election is becoming very likely, Galam told Politico. I'm taking a scientific view of this. She needs a turnout differential of about 20% to win. In other words, one potential scenario outlined by Politico and Galam: if Le Pen is projected to lose the second round, the runoff, by 41 to 59%, she could still win if 90% of National Front voters turn out against 70% for her opponent. That's for an overall turnout rate of 79%. There are innumerable possible outcomes, but the essence is clear. The right-wing firebrand could succeed because a substantial number of people who say they will vote for her rival, which will either be centrist Macron or centre-right scandal-plagued candidate Fillon, may not actually go to the polls. In fact, according to the Daily Mail, a former advisor to Nicolas Sarkozy said he would rather go fishing when asked to choose between Le Pen and Macron in the second round. Ultimately, as Galam puts it, the polls show this: people who want to vote for Marine Le Pen are going to vote for her, and a lot of people will vote against her. But in that group, there is a lot of reticence. My approach for the National Front is different. What I'm doing is blindingly obvious. I just start from the principle that a voting intention is not the same thing as an actual vote, and work from there. It sounds simple. For the Rebel.media, I'm Alexander Jones. If you liked that video, make sure to click below to subscribe to our channel.